Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time for a little Saturday morning React-TOONS, this time featuring Robotech, episode 67, Paper Hero. Friends, this show's so good. Why are we going to sit here and talk about it without watching it? We're not. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for some good old Saturday morning React-TOONS. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? Stick with us here on YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes about a day early, plus any bonus episodes we come up with. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to watch the 67th episode of Robotech, Paper Hero. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go! Fanfare! And I was asking Patreon, and so I'll ask everybody else, is there a name for this group? Like, is there even like a name the community gives this group? And I mean, I know New Generation, but like, does this group that we're staring at right now, do they have a name? I wish they did, but...
The young Robotech freedom fighters under the command of Scott Bernard.
The freedom fighters? There we go.
Today, as they battle their way past Invid scout troops in the hope of reuniting with other Robotech defenders.
That got him.
Well, shooting him in the head will do it.
Red,
2, 3.
Huh? Patrols of Invids popping up out of the bushes in a place like this? Let's get 'em.
So that's the question, man. Are the Invid just so widespread that they like burrow in and they don't necessarily like go back to an HQ?
He's not going anywhere.
Dear God, take all of my rockets.
Well, now that the party's over, here comes Lunk and Annie to help us celebrate. That's what I call good timing, Lunk. Planned it that way, Scott.
I'm driving a Jeep, so I'm not going to show up for the fight.
We could be in for a rough time before this day is over if it's the freedom fighters and they find out what happened to Nader. Why, they'll tear the town apart.
Nader?
How would they know to be looking in our village? I've got to warn the others to keep out of sight.
As soon as I ask, they start calling them freedom fighters left and right.
Yeah, why this village?
To make good a promise I made to a friend a year ago. To deliver this book for him. I really don't know what this book's about. But it was important to my buddy, and he gave the book to me to bring to his father there.
It's dirty limericks.
It was during the Invid invasion after we fought the Robotech masters.
Oh, a little Lunk backstory.
I thought I might be able to pick him up, but the Invid caught up with him before I did, and he didn't have a chance. He called out to me, calling me to come get him, but there was nothing I could do.
You're driving a truck, dude.
I still can hear my buddy's voice coming over the intercom, as loud and clear today as I heard it then, calling to me to help him.
Jesus.
Lunk, you and I have a book to deliver. Let's go.
Thanks, my friend. I believe the old man will be happy to get it.
I hope his name's not Nader.
We'll find the man and give him the special book. And maybe he'll be so grateful, he'll invite us into his home and give us some peppermint candy.
That's very specific.
Inherit the stars. I don't know why the book's so important, but I said I'd deliver it, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Like it.
Toss them out and be very quick about it.
Please, I hope nobody is going to harm them.
We don't intend to harm them, but we don't intend to let them find out what's happened here either. I want everyone in town to stay out of sight until those troops are gone. I don't want anyone talking to them.
Okay.
Everybody gone out of town?
Why, you're not getting nervous, are you?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit spooky, don't you?
Yes, I do, but I'm not scared.
Nobody said you were scared.
Hey, look, a restaurant. Let's see if we can get something to eat. I'm starving.
This place is the most, like, put together we've seen, I think.
Stop just a minute. The restaurant's closed during the emergency. Our communications have been cut and we're short of supplies of all kinds. I told you before, and I'll tell you one more time, you're not going to get fed in this restaurant today.
Excuse me, but could you tell me how to find Alfred Nader's house?
What?
Nader. Alfred.
But you must be in the wrong town, sir. There's nobody named Nader living here.
But you must have heard of him. Alfred Nader?
Hmm.
He's lying. I'm sure of it. But why? What do we do now?
Let's burn this place to the ground.
Nader's in this town somewhere, and you've got to find him.
Are you sure you ought to go alone? It could be very dangerous, you know.
I'll go with you, Lunk. We'll find him together.
Hey, wait for me!
Annie, they promised that you wouldn't be there.
Holy cow, I've got to get moving!
Oh my god, she's driving Rand's Cyclone.
Just be sure they don't find out the man is dead.
Please, Pedro, tell me there won't be any more trouble.
Pedro.
There are people in this town, all right, but they're all hiding for some strange reason. And I intend to find out what that reason is.
I'm gonna guess like the Invid probably have something to do with it.
Yep, he talked about this Berg and about his father, about how his old man was a big shot in town, a politician of some sort, as I understand.
Oh, really?
I don't want Rand to know I'm worried, but doggone it, I just don't like mysteries. And I don't care how you slice it. A bang-up good mystery is exactly what we've got on our hands in this Berg.
So what do we like, internal thoughts or the narrator? I'm a little torn.
Well, maybe to be safe from the Invid, they have to stay indoors, huh?
Lunk's bluffing. He's as worried as I am.
Yeah, narrator.
Hey, here comes a truck. Maybe the driver can tell us what's going on in this crazy town.
They just throw out a bomb, like a grenade.
They're stopping!
Okay, man, let him have it. Right behind you, buddy.
Jesus, I was not far off. Oh!
Huh? Who are these guys?
I knew there'd be trouble.
Ain't gonna make him dance? I'd make him dead.
That's great. You guys are just beautiful. Now you let two of them get away.
He had a gun.
You won't let them hurt the troopers anymore, will you?
When I get my hands on those bums, I'll show them who runs this town.
I'm glad I'm not in their shoes.
Well, I mean, now you're going to go get him. Whatever, this town.
No, buddy, I said whatever the odds were, I'd deliver this book. And if Nader's still alive, you can bet your last buck I'll find him.
Great, Lunk. I just hope you don't get us both killed in the process.
Randy made a promise to a dead friend.
That's right, they said they'd
Took
wait
their
for us right
cyclones,
by
too.
this bridge.
You don't think anything has happened to them?
Look at these tracks. Made by something pretty big, I'd say.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Here we go again, huh?
Jesus!
Okay, you punks, come and get it.
I mean, axe, the sickle.
And since they haven't made their move yet, you want to begin it? We have your friends.
Rand, don't shoot anybody.
Well, I'll just shoot one person.
My guess is that they'll take us where Lancer and the girls are, then we can all get away.
Or I can shoot 3 of them and the rest of them will tell us.
Okay, fellows, it's your party. Where do we go from here? I only hope you know what you're doing, Lunk.
They just kill them.
I don't know what will come out of this business, but it won't be good.
How about that? There's that Fink Jose.
I'm not sure he ever told you his name, but...
Geronimo! The truck, they're getting away. Back up, quick!
They're having no problem shooting at you, man.
Lunk, would you have any serious objection to telling me what you're doing?
Up to my old tricks, little buddy. Here's a present for you. Catch.
Catch!
Maria, what can I tell him?
Please believe us, we honestly don't know. Only Pedro knows what happened to them.
So produce Pedro.
You put on a pretty good act up till now, so now you're gonna do some acting for us.
Wait, we've got them and we're bringing them out. Let's get going now.
Good boy, Jose. Pretty good man.
Surprise! Boom, 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 boom. Those of you that aren't dead, take us to our friends.
All right, everybody, hands up.
Hi, boys.
Hi, kiddies. Nice of you to wait for us.
What's going on?
Mayor, where are the cyclones hidden?
We had them and we mean to keep them. Why you? You people are free to go, but we're keeping the machines.
We're gonna shoot you.
Those Invid patrols have come back, and if they found Scott, he's in big trouble. I thought so. They're fighting just over that range of hills.
Yeah, we're gonna start shooting.
Just too many of them. Hecker, Lancer, and the others.
Yeah, he needs a crossfire.
If we don't get out there after those Invid and get out there now, there won't be any more village.
Do you imagine you heroes are going to repel an Invid invasion by yourselves?
We can do this.
I mustn't endanger the town.
That does it. That's all the talking I want to listen to. Now move!
Yeah, I'm gonna start shooting.
He always said we should leave the fight into the armed forces. But no, we would not listen to him. We have to take matters into our own hands. And now look at the mess we are in.
Everybody shut up! My patience is about
Stop thinking.
Pedro, we've got no choice but to give them their machines.
All right, Jose, but whatever happens, you're responsible.
Wow, this is all over the place.
Well, it's about time. Let's get a move on.
Wait, don't go!
Too late, Pedro.
I don't understand the village's motivations at all.
Lunk, you're determined to go into battle, are you? Then come with me. There's something I want to show you.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's something I want you to have. You'll need it.
Now they're going to be very helpful. Jesus.
An armor-piercing cannon. It's brand new and it's never been fired. That was Nader's doing, of course.
Except when we killed Nader.
The town bullies beat him up again and again, but he kept on preaching non-violence. We wouldn't listen to him, of course. We were going to defend our village against the Invid, fight them all off by ourselves.
So you killed him?
God help us.
May God help you indeed.
Jesus!
Too many of them. There's no way I'm gonna get out of this alive if I don't get help.
Bombs away!
I mean, this is great. At least Lunk can help now. I was going to say, do not let them retreat.
Perhaps, my friends, we've all learned something from this experience.
We shouldn't murder people.
From now on, we leave fighting the Invid to the professionals. And there'll be no more gang beatings in this town.
The beatings are over.
I'm gonna keep this book with me wherever I go, and look at it from time to time. It'll remind me that there's people in this world who will stand up for what they believe in. Goodbye to you, Alfred Nader. We never met, but I feel as though I know you. And I'll always think of you as my friend. Hey, you know something funny? I never did learn the name of this town.
Then how in the hell did you know to look for Nader there? All right, everybody, we just finished watching the 67th episode of Robotech Paper Hero, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everyone, this was the 67th episode of Robotech Paper Hero. Brutally honest here, this one, not good. Again, I know that I was quiet through this one. The problem with this is, it's almost like seems like they had a specific, we have this animation, what do we do with it? And it was like, okay, so let's make this convoluted. We have a bunch of the town talking and not much else. And so they were like, okay, let's go to the most wishy-washy, doesn't know its ass from a hole in the ground town. But the town with no name. However, it's got a population filled with gang members and murderers because there was somebody that was preaching nonviolence, and they decided to beat him to death, apparently. Okay, so again, I had I had major problems with this one simply because for any of this to work, our group has to look foolish. And I don't like that. Our group, they're very heroic, and our group has to look foolish. They have to be ambushed. Every member of the team has to be ambushed repeatedly, successfully ambushed repeatedly, to the point where it makes no sense. Like whenever Rand and Lunk, oh, this is where they're supposed to be. Where could they possibly be? We're looking all around. Look at these tracks. There's something big drove off this way. And oh my God, we're surrounded. And it was like they materialized around them. And there was just like fields. I mean, they'd all come up from under the bridge. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened, but it was hilarious. All of a sudden, they were just surrounded by literal pitchfork wielding villagers. All they needed were torches and we want Frankenstein, or it was just ridiculous. And I think that's my biggest problem. Robotech isn't ridiculous. Does it have comedic elements and things like that? Yes, but Robotech, for me, the thing that sets it apart from the things that I saw in my youth, I missed Robotech, is that it's realistic. It has weight. It has gravity. It has death. It has the potential for death. It has the potential for failure. It has all of the things that make up a very good dramatic show. Having this type of stuff happen, make it look foolish, I almost feel insulted when I see stuff like this. And I don't mean to go so hard into the paint in this episode, because I understand what they were doing. This was like a little backstory for Lunk. This was something to give Lunk something to kind of flesh him out a little bit, to let us us know like what Lunk was like before he joined the Freedom Fighters or whatever we're going to call them. And again, but it also takes into consideration that, you know, we're kind of like infixing this momentous quest that Lunk is on that just so happens to be in the immediate vicinity, which makes sense. You know, you get to a point and Lunk's like, hey, by the way, there's something in this area I've got to do. My question with all that is Lunk didn't even know the name of the town. In this world, I'm assuming there's still like maps. I mean, I'm sure there isn't like GPS or anything like that. Like no, like all encompassing, like, hey, we're right here. And somebody told me that when Scott lands, he's in like the southern part of South America and like he's driving north to Reflex Point. Well, if that's the case, dear God, how are you going to know where you're literally talking about like half the world. I'll give them this. Okay, let's just say that Lunk knew where it was because his buddy had talked about it so much. That's fine. It was the personalities of the townspeople that really, really turned me off. And again, for the entire episode to work, our heroes have to look like jerks. And I hate that. Don't make our heroes look like jerks. I was joking when I talked about the inner monologue and the narrator. The inner monologue was a trip in this. It was like, you know, Lunk would say something, he's lying to me. By God, I'll find out what it is. You know, all this. I never even got the name of this town. But whatever. I mean, you know, again, they can't all be gems. You know, they can't all be winners. We've had plenty of stinkers that have come along in Robotech. And this isn't the worst Robotech episode I've ever seen, but we've had a huge, long string, especially every episode in New Generation so far. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be very jaded when it comes to the 15th and say that the Masters, you know, they were all great. Of course, they weren't all great, but, you know, I see them through rose-colored lenses. And with New Generation, we've had very strong episodes, very, really cool episodes of characterization. I think that the politest way for me to say this one is this was a weak episode. And you know what? It's over. We're past it. Maybe we can take some of the information that we got from this episode and put it into practice later. And if that's the case, awesome. That means that, you know, then it was worth it. Then we you know, Lunk and his book and his kind of quest and his evolution, we got a gun from it for Lunk's Jeep. I mean, there are a couple things that came out of this that was okay. And again, I'm being hard on it simply because the townspeople, we got to get him out of here. Maybe we should talk to him. I'm going to go out and do what I need to do. Okay, then we capture them and they were on their way out of town. Okay. You know, they weren't causing any trouble. It just, I'm spinning out again. I think the easiest thing to say is this was one of those episodes, you know what I mean? And so we'll move past it and not forget about it. Every bit of Robotech is precious. So we'll think about it in the context of the overall scheme of New Generation and move on. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for some Saturday morning React-Toons. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. All right, everybody, but that was then and this is now. And now, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye from Robotech. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, I could be a smart ass and come up with some sarcastic quip about why I didn't particularly care for this episode, but I will not do that because this is Robotech and I love Robotech. So where should we say goodbye from? Friends, I say we say goodbye from the very end of this episode. We are with the Freedom Fighters. We're riding our own cyclones, and we realize Lunk has yet to catch up. So we all stop and we wait. We turn around, and there over the hill, cresting in his Jeep, just jumping a little bit with that fresh gun on the side, is Lunk. And so, my friends, we see our friend catching up to us, and we realize our journey towards Reflex Point continues. Until such time as we see the next leg of that journey, my friends, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.